You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. As you know, on this channel, we cover a lot of things Chicago-related, at least on our network of channels, Black and White Network and the big channel and this channel. And we've got something involving Chicago here that has to do with something that we've covered a lot, which, of course, is violent crime in Chicago. Criminals are running amok there all over the place. It's been chronicled. I mean, we have a series every single week involving the weekend shootings from Chicago. Now, in case you don't know, you live somewhere else, there's been a Democratic mayor there of some sort for quite some time, and Lori Lightfoot was there. She got ousted, and they put in somebody that looks like he could be worse. It's unimaginable that this really happened, that voters really went this way. Now, what's happened is this has affected the sports world now because there's been a corporate exodus, all right? An exiting of corporations leaving Chicago because of crime. There's speculation the Bears may leave the actual city of Chicago and leave Soldier Field in part because of crime. Now, left-wing media and left-wing Chicago media will try to deny this because, of course, they're going to try to cover the socialists that are in office up there. That's a thing. That's a priority. Well, now this has affected a very high-profile group that we cover a lot for other reasons. The U.S. Women's National Team, of course, Megan Rapinoe played on that team. They just, for lack of a better way of putting it, they just shit the bed in the World Cup, right? Greatly underachieved. I mean, it was a total clown show. And their antics we chronicled. We chronicled in great detail over probably 20 videos over a 2-week span. And the U.S. Men's National Team. Well, both of those teams are housed in a soccer federation called the U.S. Soccer Federation. Well, the U.S. Soccer Federation has also had enough of Chicago, and they are leaving for Atlanta. Because, believe it or not, as bad as Atlanta is, it's not even close to as bad as Chicago is. And Arthur Blank, the Falcons owner, stepped up and helped fund this leave. Now, how long had they been in Chicago? Over 20 years. They've had enough. And we'll touch on, because this article from Fortune magazine also tells us, and I've chronicled this as well on the Black and White Network channel, some of the other corporations that just gave up. Just gave up, man. That's a scene Chicago police work. That's a scene right there of a mass shooting. My goodness. The U.S. Soccer Federation is leaving Chicago after more than 2 decades and relocating its headquarters to Atlanta, joining a growing list of companies moving out of the city. The Federation plans to build its first ever national training center in Atlanta with a $50 million contribution from Arthur Blank, the founder of Home Depot and the owner of Major League Soccer's Atlanta United, according to a statement on its website. The decision comes amid growing concerns by Chicago business communities over public safety, which has prompted some of the city's top executives to uproot their operations over expressed frustration over the violence. Ken Griffin, the founder of hedge fund Citadel, moved his company to Miami last year, citing crime as a factor, while McDonald's chief executive officer, Chris Kumskinski, has said it's becoming harder to attract talent to the Windy City. Yeah, I mean, these people are getting out of schools, they're getting their master's degrees out of these universities, and they're like, I'm not going to work in Chicago. I'm not going up there and running the risk of catching a stray bullet on my way to work. And guys, when I do those weekend violence updates, you would be shocked. Every weekend, somebody gets killed in collateral damage. Okay? Somebody that just wasn't even a part of the hood team or you know, the thugs out there causing violence every weekend. It's collateral damage. People that are not involved in that are getting shot and they are losing their lives. And talent, actual talent that wants to work for these large corporations, are saying, no, we're not going to Chicago to work. It's too damn dangerous. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp applauded the move and said he was pleased to host the U.S. Soccer's new base. Quote, Georgia is proud to welcome U.S. Soccer's new headquarters and looks forward to working alongside them to build a new home for American soccer players and fans. The offices of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, a total train wreck, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a total train wreck, didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. No kidding. You don't say. You don't want to be held accountable. You don't say. Whew. The Federation, the governing body of soccer in the U.S., oversees 27 women's and men's national teams, all of which will use the new facility, U.S. Soccer said. Potential sites for the soccer hub are currently under construction, with a final decision on location expected in January. The Federation said Atlanta is one of 16 cities across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada that will host the FIFA World Cup games in 2026. That's about all you guys need to know about what's going on in Chicago. All the violence and the crime that's going on there is costing that city real money. Okay? And they've got a mayor that wants to, and this is the new socialist buzzword because they understand the negative meaning that comes with defunding the police. So now Brandon Johnson uses re-imaging the police. Well, we know that is a nightmare. Lori Lightfoot defunded the police in Chicago after George Floyd, and it became much worse than it already was. And it was already monumentally bad, guys. It was terrible. The crime is out of control up there, and it is costing the taxpayers, it's costing the citizens opportunities for jobs. It's costing a lot of citizens their lives. It's crazy. And now U.S. Soccer said, no, we've had enough too. We're out of here. We don't want, I mean, my God, 2 people got shot at Guaranteed Field at a White Sox game. It's insane, right? And that wasn't even like directly the normal standard operating procedure, gang warfare that goes on there every week. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. And, you know, a lot of this has got to do with there was a massive, like, these teens invaded a 7-Eleven up there, and all these arrests were made and all these things. And Brandon Johnson came out and scolded the citizens and the media because they described the situation as being a mob. He was worried about hurting the teens' little feelings. I kid you not. You want to talk about having your priorities in all the wrong places. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.